So I'm out for a swim. And you're wondering, why the hell are you swimming? And you know what? The answer is simple. I'm locked in. I'm absolutely focused on the task at hand. And that task is winning the Oranje Beker. Yeah, that's right. We find ourselves in the final of this glorious Dutch Cup. And I want nothing more than to add to my tremendous trophy cabinet. I want to add the Oranje Beker right next to my MLS Cup, right next to my US Open Cup. And you know what? The best way to ensure that is by locking in, by putting myself in the uncomfortable position of being in this cold-ass water, swimming up against this strong-ass current to show myself that I can do anything when I put my mind to it. And heading into the final of the Oranje Beker, FC25 facing off against NEC Nijmegen. And this, of course, is going to be a very historic day for Denis Karo, should he manage to win this Oranje Beker with his team. And here we go, the final of the Oranje Beker, FC25, NEC Nijmegen. Denis Karo passing it to Rotz immediately, and Karo passing it to Stein, and Stein cutting back, passing it to Karo. Karo having a shot. Whoa. What the hell kind of shot is that? It's Oranje Beker, and he's having those kind of shots. It might be over for us before it even started. And here's Van Wolfswinkel passing it to Rotz, who finds Karo, and Karo on the ball now with a brilliant bit of skill, left-footed shot, but Van Gassel with the save. And Sano passing the ball to Mohamed. Whoa, I'm not even going to try to say that. I'm not even going to. Okay, let's not try to embarrass ourselves here. Wintersaw with the save. And you know what? That's what you get. And here's Karo with some defense now. And showing it, crossing it in. And Adam Sandler with the shot. Adam Sandler, ain't you supposed to be in Happy Gilmore? Here's Karo with the interception. Eiting passing it to Stein. Stein passing it to Vlop. Vlop to Van Wolfswinkel. Van Wolfswinkel cutting it back to Vlop. And Vlop now on the ball, passing it to Salah Ad-Din, who finds Van Wolfswinkel, who finds Van Gossel's gloves. And Karo running in. And Bruins with the header. Into nothing. And Van Gassel with a thunderous kick. And Salah Ad-Din passing it to Karo. Karo to Vlop. Salah Ad-Din to Karo. And Karo to Stein. And Stein back to Karo. And Karo with a right-footed shot. But Van Gassel with an easy save. And here's Karo crossing in the corner. With a beautiful cross. Bassano clearing the ball away. Van Wolfswinkel unable to find Karo. And the first half comes to an end. Both teams unable to find the score sheet. And heading into the second half, Koki passing it. And Proper on the ball now. Proper still on the ball. And Proper with a very proper pass. And Sano on the ball now. Sano looking dangerous with the ball. Sano crossing it in. And it's a wide open shot for Robert, who just shoots it for almost a throw-in. And Proper on the ball now. Proper still on the ball, cutting in. Van Roy getting in the way. And Proper passing it to Mohamed Hossein. And Mohamed Hossein threading it through to Robert. Back to Mohamed Hossein, who has a shot just wide of the post. And we got very lucky there. And Van Wolfswinkel heading the ball to Karo, who passed it to Stein. And Stein passing it back to Karo. Karo back to Stein, and Stein finding Vlop. Vlop passing it to Karo brilliantly, and Karo with a brilliant bit of skill, cutting back. Karo still on the ball. Karo once again still on the ball, passing it to Stein. Back to Karo, right-footed shot, just wide of the post. And when I say just wide, I mean 30 yards wide. And here's Koki passing it to Salah Ad-Din, who finds Karo, and Karo now on the ball. Karo still on the ball, passing it to Salah Ad-Din, who finds Vlop. Karo on the ball once again, and Karo cutting in, having a shot and putting it into the back of the net. Denis Karo scoring in the 61st minute, putting FC20 up 1-0 in the final of the Oranje Beker. And Koki trying to make something happen. Van Rooij stopping him in his tracks, and Rots passing it to Karo. And Karo with a brilliant bit of skill on nobody, and Karo still on the ball. Karo with a terrible touch. And here's Proper passing the ball to Sadalek, and Sadalek passing it to Karo. Karo finding Aiting. Karo on the ball now, and Karo still on the ball, having a shot but unable to score. And Vlop cutting in, cutting back, right-footed shot by Karo, and into the top. Bins it goes. Denis Karo putting FC20 up 2-0 in the cup final. And surely this means another trophy will be added to the cabinet for this man Denis Karo and for FC20, as we are now 2-0 up in the 74th minute. And here's Karo playing some defense now. Sandler lobbing it to Stein. Karo on the ball but losing out to Sandler. And Darlas passing it to Koki. Koki back to Verdonk. And Van Rooij with the interception, and Karo now passing it to Aiting. Aiting finding Rots. Rots cutting back in, passing it to Aiting, who finds Van Rooij. Van Rooij finding Karo. And Karo with a brilliant bit of skill, getting past his defender, making him look an absolute fool and ripping a shot. But Van Gossel with the save. And Karo dropping down to the ground in utter disbelief. And in the 80th minute, Aiting with the cross. Sandler clearing the ball away. And Proper passing it to Robert. And Sano passing it to Derlas. And Derlas pass intercepted by Sadalek. Stein finding Vlop. Van Wolfswinkel finding Shone. Koki crossing the ball over to Proper. Shone on the ball, threading it through. And there's going to be a foot race here. And Derlas with the shot and putting it into the back of the net. But they only have 1 minute left in the match, which means we have a very simple task of just maintaining our lead. FC20 now winning 2-1 with just minutes left. 1 minute left in this match. And Karo's on the ball with some shenanigans. And Karo still on the ball, passing it to Aiting. And we have won the Oranje Beker. And a very exciting time for FC20. We have managed to win a very important cup, a very historic cup in Dutch football, the Oranje Beker. Denis Karo, of course, adding another trophy to his trophy cabinet, to his career honors. And of course, look at the excitement of the team. Look how happy everybody is to have won this glorious cup. And look at the team jumping up and down like a bunch of clowns. And look at us, we're about to raise the Oranje Beker. We've already got our medals. Karo is very excited to be lifting this trophy. The Oranje Beker, a very historic trophy in Dutch football. And Denis Karo, a man who came to FC20, his childhood club, with the intention to raise cups for this club, to win competitions. And we have started that off on a good note, winning the very first cup that is available for us, the Oranje Beker. And yeah, we may not have won the Eredivisie, we may have lost out on the league, but we are still in the semi-final of the Europa League, and we have just won the Oranje Beker, the domestic cup in the Netherlands. And look at our team. Look how excited they are to have won the cup. And look at how excited the team is. Look at what it means to this group of players. And look at Ricky Van Wolfswinkel lifting up the Oranje Beker in his very last season for FC20, his very last season for professional football. And look at the team photo here. We have now won the Oranje Beker. Denis Karo scoring a brace in the final like an absolute legend. And now taking a look at Denis Karo's trophy cabinet, we see the MLS Player of the Year and the MLS Golden Boot sitting atop right over the US Open Cup and the MLS Cup, which was won back in the previous season in FC24. And looking at that framed picture of Cristiano and Karo right above the Oranje Beker, the newest addition to the trophy cabinet. And this man Karo is adding to that trophy cabinet like a fiend. And heading into match week 31 of the Eredivisie, FC25 hosting PEC Zwolle. And Thomas passing the ball to Krastev. Krastev back to Thomas. Thomas cutting back in, out. Vente passing the ball to Namli. Namli back to Vente. Sadilek on the ball, passing it to Karo. Karo passing the ball to Vlop. Vlop finding Stein. And Stein unable to get the ball to Karo, but Karo finding the ball anyway. And Karo with a swoop. Passing it to Vlop. Vlop to Kuipers. Kuipers on the ball now. Kuipers still on the ball, passing it back to Vlop, who finds Karo, and Karo's on the ball, and Karo cuts in, has not a shot. Krastev taking the ball right off Karo. And here's Thomas now, passing it to Venti. And Jamiro Montero with a shot, but Unerstal with the save. And Kuipers passing it to Van Hornbeck. And Van Hornbeck. Karo on the ball now, cutting in, cutting through. Krastev finding Stein. Karo on the ball now. And Karo still on the ball, getting through the defense. But Lutanda there, stopping Karo in his tracks. And the first half coming to an end, 0-0. And heading into the second half, we have Karo on the ball now. And Karo still on the ball. Karo cutting in. And Karo, with a brilliant bit of skill, and more skills by Karo, and a right-footed shot, but Carlos Lopez, that sneaky bastard. And Karo unable to find the ball. And here's Rotz. Rotz still on the ball. Rotz threading it through. And Karo now, trying to cut in, having a pass, but unable to find anyone. Stein passing it to Van Wolfswinkel, who backheels it into nobody. And here's Venti, passing the ball to Namli, back to Venti. And Unerstal with the save. And Jamiro Montero crossing it to Thomas. Thomas to Florenus. What the fuck kind of name is that? And here's Sadilek. And Namli threading it through. And Vanderberg getting stopped by Hilgers. Hilgers passing it to Karo. Karo passing it to Vlop. Vlop passing it to Stein. Karo getting through the defense. Now he's through. And Karo on the ball still. Brilliant touch on the ball. Having a shot with the left foot. And Carlos Lopez with a save. And Carlos picked up an injury now. And you see Carlos struggling right next to the keeper. The play's still going on, but Carlos injured. And Van Wolfswinkel getting the ball. And Vanderberg passing it to Jamiro Montero. And Karo looks to be all right now. And Vlop intercepting the pass and passing it to Karo. And Karo getting taken out. And that's surely got to be Karo's season over now. And here's Karo just struggling to get up after being taken out. But this warrior back on his feet. Passing it to Hilgers. Karo on the ball now. Getting taken off the ball. And Manu passing the ball to Florenus. And Karo, the injured man, passing it to Vlop. Vlop threading it through to Karo. Karo with a brilliant run. Karo with a shot. Just kidding. Karo getting the rebound, having a shot and putting it into the back of the net. You sneaky bastard, Karo. Look at the man. Look at the myth. Look at the legend. Take a look at this man in the right spot at the right time, just as he always is, with a brilliant turn, a brilliant shot, technique, cool, calm collectiveness, and another goal for Denis Karo. FC25 winning 1-0. Vanderberg having a shot right into Eiting, and Van Hornbeck passing it to Karo. With just seconds left in this match, Van Wolfswinkel to Eiting. Eiting on the ball, passing it to Rotz. And Rotz now, cutting in, passing it to Karo. Karo threading it through the icing. Van Wolfswinkel with the shot. And Van Wolfswinkel with the dagger. 2-0. And FC20 collecting a 2-0 victory, which does not really mean much because we are still 12 points behind PSV when we only have 3 matches left, which means we cannot catch them. But of course, heading into match week 32 against Fortuna Sittard, we still want to keep momentum as we have a very important match coming up against AS Roma. And of course, this match is more of a tune-up for our semi-final Europa League match. And here's Sierhuis passing the ball to Boulad. And Boulad lobbing it over to Sierhuis. And Sierhuis having a shot, but Unerstal with the save. And Fortuna Sittard crossing in the corner. Bastien crossing it in. And a great shot, but Van Roy is there to clear it out. And Van Roy passing the ball to Cajolo. And Karo now on the ball. And Karo still on the ball, unable to have a shot. And Rosier crossing it over to Eiting, who intercepts the pass, but Rosier intercepts Eiting's pass. And here's Peterson on the ball, cutting in. Peterson still on the ball. Peterson with a brilliant pass to Sierhuis, who has a shot, but Unerstal with the save. And Bastien with another cross. And Unerstal smacking the ball into the post. And Unerstal with another save. And Bruns has to get it out to help our boy Unerstal. And Rosier losing the ball to Caro, but the first half ends 0-0 in favor of nobody. And Caro getting the ball from Van Wolfswinkel. And Caro to Vlop. And Caro heading the ball to Vlop. Vlop to Eiting. Van Wolfswinkel to Caro. And Caro now cutting in. Unable to get past the defense, and Bruno slipping on the clearance. And Eiting now passing it to Cajolo. And Cajolo passing it to Caro. Caro finding Vlop. Vlop taking a touch, cutting in, passing it back to Caro, who has a terrible touch. Tries some skill. Caro on the ball, left-footed shot. Caro still on the ball, wide open net. Unable to score. And how have I not managed to score that? Bastien passing to Sierhuis. Sierhuis with the pass to Pinto, who crosses it into Boulad, who's unable to score off the header. Caro passing the ball with his head to Rotz. Rotz crossing the ball over, finding nobody, and Boulad threading the ball through. Salah Adin to Sadalek. Lagerbelki passing the ball to Caro, who passes it to Rotz. Rotz brilliantly finding Caro. Caro with a terrible touch. Somehow still on the ball. Losing the ball now, and Rosier finding the ball, passing it to Grujic. And Grujic to Sierhuis. Bastien passing to Halilovic. And Alan Halilovic on the ball. Haven't heard him in a while. Bastien now on the ball. And Bastien still on the ball, passing it to Pinto, who has a shot, but Sierhuis is there with a rebounded shot. And Unerstal with another save, passing the ball to Caro. Caro with a touch, a pass to Vlop. Last chance, surely. Eiting on the ball, passing it to Caro. And Denis Karo now just making up his decision on what to do. Caro cutting back, trying to pass, but unable to get past Grujic. And Bruno with the clearance, and this match will end 0-0. An absolute stalemate, a very boring match. And FC20 find themselves in 3rd place in the Eredivisie on 65 points. Our record is 17 wins, 14 draws, 1 loss. And of course, we are not happy to be 3rd place in the Eredivisie, but the only shining light is that we have won the Oranje Beker against NEC Nijmegen. And if you can't win the league, then you better win every cup that you can. And we are off on a good foot by winning the Oranje Beker and adding to Denis Karo's trophy cabinet. You see the Oranje Beker next to the US Open Cup and next to the MLS Cup. And you can see here Karo's trophy cabinet is starting to look very, very beautiful and very successful. And with that, we will end today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. This has been Dennis from Clowney Wall Gaming. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Make sure to have yourself a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.